everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac. Well, you're doing 2 or 3 Isaac runs in a row, man. That's a freaking cheap way of playing the video game. Well, this is our standard, like, the Isaac run we're due for. I randomed earlier and I got Isaac. If you're gonna ask for random runs, you gotta adhere to the rules of randomness, and sometimes that means you're gonna get the same thing twice. That's, you know, when everybody thinks, hey, pick a random assortment of people out of the audience, they're always like, okay, I'll take one person from over there, one person from over there. You're just as likely to get 5 people who are sitting together. Anyway, well, okay, not technically just as likely, but it could happen is what I'm trying to get at. I don't want to get in a probabilistic argument in YouTube comments. That sounds like my version of my own worst fucking nightmare. What we are going to do is move on, though. We won the last run. It was cheap. We took Epic Fetus. It happens. I apologize. I know, I'm the scum of the earth. That being said, we won, and that was good. The streak continues. Now we start anew, and as usual, yesterday's performance in Isaac is meaningless in light of today's pressures. Now, hopefully, this is not the video where the newfound streak ends. We've got to be getting close to the point where our new streak is actually eclipsing the streak that came before it. Oh, Jesus Christ, I really thought that maybe with a perfect dodge I could get out of there. Not so, though. Why are these guys so fucking tanky? Please tell me it's a good pill. I'm gonna pick up the bomb first. In case its bombs are keyed, then I'll be able to hit both item rooms. Pretty clever, huh? Well, it was puberty. But still, pretty clever, huh? So far, this floor is not shaping up very nicely, but am I gonna restart because it's an XL floor? No, because that's, you know, you live by the random sword, you die by the random sword. Or, you take the random sword, slowly wrench it around while your hands are bleeding, and then stab the person who's holding the random sword in the chest until they die and you are declared the victor and the streak lives. Awful damage so far. Keys. 1 key. That's a start. I'm gonna pick this up because I'm not gonna take more damage. That's what I'm gonna tell myself, at least. It looks like we're basically not going to be able to reroll anything on this floor. We've got to be getting fairly close to the end, and we've got our boss rooms and Deal with the Devils coming soon, so it's been a pretty neutered floor for Isaac. That being said, good things can still happen. We have a Judgment back there. I saw him. Maybe we'll get a Pageant Boy at some point that I can turn into another HP upgrade in all likelihood. Just take out Bomb Dude first. 1 more hit should do it. So why don't we try to kill Bomb Man? Next to where he could have found the secret room for us, basically. So I had to, I chose to take damage there, basically, to make that happen. That was a bad hit there. Well, we do have 2 keys, finally, and it looks like it may theoretically be possible. Let's see what this is. Hey, it's something. Looks like it may be theoretically possible for me to still maybe get a reroll that I could use on a devil room, but we'll see what these item rooms contain first. We're obviously going to open up both of them. In our right one, we get Anarchist Cookbook. God-awful. In our left one, the Bean. Also god-awful. What do we reroll? It doesn't really matter. In the new Steam version of Isaac, I believe the Bean recharges like the blue candle does. We will take Poison Touch just because we won't be able to reroll anything else, and we might as well take advantage of its offensive capabilities early. As early as possible, I should say. So yeah, I mean, I should maybe start playing the Steam version of Isaac again, at least until there's another, you know, update issue to Spider Mod, but I really like Spider Mod because you don't get the pink glitch anymore. It's a little bit less framey at times. And, you know, I mean, there's other benefits, I suppose, but those are the 2 big ones. I've already looked for the secret room there. I'm gonna try this. Go fast, go fast! That was really close. Let's see if this works. We got secret room and 2 pennies. Keep in mind, this is largely just to get judgment. Oh shit, we got raw liver. Are you kidding me? That was the greatest bomb I've ever placed in my entire life, so that's 2 HP. In addition to the 3 bombs that we, or the 2 cents. I got the number and the consumable wrong that time. In addition to the 2 cents that we got there that may allow judgment to be okay. I doubt it'll pay out, but it could happen. And we got raw liver instead of money, so there's really no point in going to that, shop. That being said, we got raw liver, so that's pretty fucking sweet. Now, raw liver, fairly, not objectively, but if you're gonna take the fetus items out of the rotation, I think raw liver is your best secret room item. That being said, there are situations where the Ankh or 1-up might be better for you. There might even be situations where some other items in there are better for you. But I think for the most part, raw liver is demonstrably one of the best items for sure. And it's one of the rarest as well. What are you doing over here, cat? You brought me a toy mouse that you killed. Good job. Congratulations. It's like showing like I got a 5-year-old kid and they shoot somebody in a video game, and they're like, Dad, check it out, I killed this, like, infidel. It's like, alright, way to go, son. Also, who bought you that video game? Oh god, I'm the worst parent ever. Not that I think violent video games necessarily cause, you know, any kind of weird upbringing issues in children. But what I will say is that a 5-year-old, I'm not comfortable having my 5-year-old kid play like Call of Duty or something like that. I don't necessarily think the violence will warp them. I just think it's a little weird to be okay with exposing like a 5-year-old kid to like holding an assault rifle and shooting other people in the face. And that's my problem with the violent video games argument. There's a huge amount of ignorant people that are like, violent video games are contributing to like blah 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 blah. Here's scientific evidence. Whoop, where'd it go? Guess my dog ate it. But then that's ignorant. But the way that people choose to fight it sometimes is ignorant as well. They're like, there's nothing wrong with violent video games. I have a 9-month-old baby and I let it play fucking Manhunt all the time and it's never done anything wrong. And you're like, just be sane. Can we just be sane? Anyway, I don't know. I've been on the other side though. I've been a 12-year-old kid back in the day, and I was like, hey mom, can I buy Diablo? And she's like, whoa. And my parents are not religious. This is taking religion out of it. My mom was like, whoa, this is like really violent, and oh my god, or like people being skinned alive. And of course it looks funny now because it was on like, you know, 1998 graphics quality, so it all looks like a slightly up-resed version of like, I don't know, PlayStation 1 style graphics. But anyway, and then, yeah, my mom wouldn't let me buy it, so I had to like wait until I was 14 or something like that, and my brain was ready to handle it. But maybe that's okay. I don't know what I'm trying to say is that if I were a parent, I don't know what age I would say like, hey, is it okay for let's take Call of Duty for example. At what age is it okay for my kid to play Call of Duty? I don't know. Hey, 13, as long as they're not telling people to fuck each other's mothers or they fucked each other's mothers on Xbox Live. I don't know. I'm not a parent. I've never been close to being a parent. I've never held hands with a woman before. I've never even smelled a woman's hair before. No, this is just taking it to a weird place right now. Can I just walk into these? Yeah, okay, so I can walk into those nubs and kill them with Poison Touch super easily. Good to know for maybe the bomb nubs in the future. So here's the question. Do we want to reroll Cat of Nine Tails, or do we want to reroll the item room? I think it's best to reroll the item room and then just ignore Cat of Nine Tails. Hopefully we get another bomb at some point. But yeah, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers here. You know, this is not me being Roger Ebert saying video games aren't art. This is just me saying I understand both sides of the violent video games debate, but both sides, I think, take it a little bit too far into the ignorance extreme. Like, hey, maybe it's okay to say that 9-year-olds shouldn't be playing Call of Duty. Maybe it is okay for 9-year-olds to be playing Call of Duty. Maybe it depends on the 9-year-old. Every 9-year-old thinks they're ready for it, but I don't know. Sure, we got Mr. Mega, which is actually a pretty good pickup for us here, I'd say. Mostly for the extra bombs, but Mr. Mega is also my favorite bomb upgrade, if you will, as well. But then again, you know, my position in this is coming from somebody who, you know, did grow up with the internet, but it was kind of like, I was like 7 when I went on the internet for the first time, and it was like Neo tapping into the fucking Matrix. Like, it was the THX surround sound, like, intro screen, right? It would change my life. But I don't know, if you're like when do you start watching internet porn if you're a kid these days? 8? You find it by accident and you decide you kind of like it or something like that? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I'm trying to say is, parents, I don't envy you. That's the whole crux of this debate, is I should not have kids. So, I'm glad we've gotten that out of the way. As if a man who, you know, plays the same video game basically for a living needed to tell you that he's not ready to be a father. Anyway, we're gonna kill these greed heads, and I'm gonna try to ignore the fact that I'm a huge disappointment to my entire family, and we'll move on. So, greed head, you're gonna explode here any moment now. We did pick up the pentagram. It's not really doing great work for me, but that's okay. And Mom's Bra in our first item room on the catacombs, not necessarily ideal, but our first few floors, well, you know, the first XL floor, did turn out alright. I think they turned out totally fine. We can trade a ball with a bomb and the bang to bang dicky. Tears up is great here. We don't need I found pills anymore. We can just leave that behind. And we've already got our rerolls kind of laid out for us here, don't we? Samson's Lock is the trinket we have, by the way, which is why our tears are changing color there, in case you didn't notice that. I would love to go to the shop on this floor, but next reroll we are going to probably use for Mom's Bra, but we're going to check out our curse room first, just to see if maybe there's a deal with the devil in there that we might want to take advantage of. Yeah, come on, we can do this. Nothing there. Could find the secret room, but first things first, let's head into this cursed room. Gotta open up a seam in Isaac, but first you gotta find the seam to open, and it was well worth coming in here. We ended up gaining 1 spirit heart for our troubles. What's wrong, Tomo? I heard the cats crying, which of course means hello, father. Book of Shadows. Interesting if there is a blood bank on this floor. Tomo? I hear you, buddy. Where you at? Oh, hello. Why does it smell like you pooped, Tomo? Did you poop on the... Oh my god, this is the worst. I smell cat shit. We're like 10 minutes into the video. I can't just stop the video and freaking take care of the cat shit, but did you just poop on the pile of dirty clothes on the floor? I mean, they're gonna be laundered eventually still, but that's not okay. I'll keep you posted. I'll tweet about it. But it sincerely does smell like somebody just took a dank-ass shit in this room. This is not a kitty litter room. It is steaming and gross. Seriously? Tomo, where you at, buddy? Did you poop on the floor? Oh, I didn't realize I walked into the room. Did you poop on the floor, Tomo? Or did you just leave like a seriously hot deuce in the litter box? What are you doing there? Your freaking legs are like splayed under the bed. Tomo! I apologize for this interruption. What are you doing in there, buddy? This cat's freaking out, man. Alright, I'm gonna keep you posted for a second here. I'm just exploring my room for the possibility of cat shit. You're not here? No cat shit here. Come on. Come on. Come on. No poop? Where's the poop? I don't know. I apologize for that delay, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. It appears that there is no poop, but it smells like poop. What did you eat, man? Anyway, back to the Binding of Isaac. We're gonna come down here. That pill is useless. Our Book of Shadows is gonna get rerolled into Scapular, which is what it is. I think it's alright, but it's not something we're gonna necessarily write home about. And do a little bit more exploration. As long as we have more rerolls, I would prefer to reroll Scapular, even though it does have cool interactions that can lead to it breaking the game, obviously. As you have seen many Isaac players that are better than myself do on a semi-regular basis. It's okay, my friend. I'm sorry I accused you of the whole, you know, public defecation thing. If you don't poop on the ground, we're not gonna have a problem here, Tomo. That's the gist of this. I will go to the mob trap room. Hopefully just free skeleton key. Unlikely at this point, I would say. Getting a bomb and a penny for the fight and the 1/3 of a reroll charge is fine too, though. I hate it when these guys shoot the poop, or shoot the bullets that got poop on the brain now, out of their assholes, because you never expect to see it coming. It's like, you know, that scene in Ace Ventura where he talks with his butt. You never see that coming, and that's what made Jim Carrey in the early 90s such a comedic mastermind. Really just a subtle, you know, pervasive genius. Now, we are totally fine. Turrets? Turrets. Okay, so we got the easy turret here. And we'll take out this one. It's only 3 shots on each one, so that's relatively easy. And I mean, this is basically, I need to learn that these situations are free secret room attempts. And second secret room attempts. There's a bomb, we might as well take the chance to maybe find a second secret room. Worst case scenario, all we lose is our time. So, we have no rerolls yet. The shop is something that continues to exist merely as a pipe dream inside of the, you know, deep dark folds of my own mind. Maybe one day we'll be able to get a compass. It's been a couple runs now. I am enjoying this run so far, though. I mean, what can we complain about? We started as Isaac. Our damage, health... Yeah, well, mostly our damage, health, and tears, at least, have gone up. In 2 floors, that's pretty good. Normally, you maybe get 2 out of those 3. Maybe you have a speed downgrade or something with a pill, or a tears downgrade, God forbid, with a pill. I'd take the miter instead, for sure. And now we have the miter as well, so normally I like to say we're quietly building a big run, because it's good for the narrative, right? Because it's like, oh, you know... If you go out if you play the Binding of Isaac today, you're in for a big surprise. If you play the Binding of Isaac today, the tears will come from your eyes. This is the worst reference that I half-assed in my entire life. Maybe if I'd written those lyrics prior to the episode, it would have made sense. So basically what I'm getting at is it's like, you know, shh, don't tell anybody, but we're gonna win. It's just our little secret, commenters. I've got a good run going here, but nobody can see it because it's so insidious, right? But, you know, the miter plus the pentagram means that this is actually pretty loudly becoming a pretty decent run. It's like an Andrew WK concert, you know? You know when there's an Andrew WK concert in your town because, you know, the nosebleeds. Anyway, do we really want to go to the shop? We do. We do. If I... Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah. If I can, make it... Oh, that was a really good attack from that guy there. If I can make it happen, and I think maybe, do you get like an extra Mr. Mega? Oh, that was so dumb of me. Let's just try this. I'm a dumb animal. We still have to use another bomb to get that tinted rock. I'm not happy about that. And now we'll use another one to maybe get the secret room. At least we got a spirit heart out of that, right? Let's check out for our secret room locations here. We don't have bomb bag, so no, that's not gonna do it either. So we're gonna use like all of our bombs when I had 6 or something earlier. Oh, okay, and there's not even a secret room there. Fuck me. Inside of our boss room. Well, we are gonna use our last bomb here, actually. I'm gonna put that bad boy down right there. That certainly did the trick. At least we got one bomb back. The director of Greenberg and the Squid and the Whale. Now, just be okay with not taking damage, and that'll make your life better. This is kind of what I was hoping for, but I didn't mention it, so it makes me seem like I'm just conveniently taking advantage of it. But the deal with the Angel is really nice, because we've already taken at least one item in the Miter out of the pool, maybe 2 with Scapular. I don't know if Scapular can show up again, but sure. Catacombs Part 1, Miter, Guardian Angel, and what did we snag? Did we snag anything else from anywhere else? No, because we didn't go to our shop. Really need to, like, hopefully go to a shop on this floor. Really, the compass is the most important item, in my opinion. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, there are other items I can maybe make good use of. This is always a weird situation because I don't... I was gonna take damage guaranteed there. I don't really want to go to that blood bank, but I also don't want to waste all of these rerolls. So, I mean, it's an arcade, not a blood bank, but let's be honest, the main focus of those arcades is blood banks now, for me at least. So I'm trying to find like either an... Oh, you know what? We can do this. This is the right way to handle this. We go to the arcade, we get enough money to go to the shop. And actually, before we even do that, we can at least see if there's anything in the shop worthwhile, and it appears that there's not, but at least we can get a reroll used here if he pays out with a Steam sale. Okay, so this is one way that we can, you know, improve our chances just a little bit. At this point, when I play as Isaac, I don't like to just be like, you know, we'll just play the game. We'll just enjoy playing the game. I like to put myself through a little bit of like mental gymnastics to figure out the best way to do it. And it paid out with the Steam sale, which is awesome. And then it paid out with Book of Revelations, which means here comes another cube of meat, plus that spirit heart, of course. But it also means we have another reroll pedestal, and we can start whittling down shitty shop items. And shitty shop is also the first words of the Pixies track La La Love You from Doolittle. Anyway, now, open up. Open Sesame. What's the Lord of the Rings one? I've forgotten. It's okay. We'll take that pill on our way back, maybe. First things first, let's just snag some rerolls. I'm very excited about that shop. I think we're gonna get something useful. Be okay here. I think we're gonna get something useful just because by sheer force of will, that's where like all of our rerolls are gonna go on this floor, apparently. And we do have a mob trap room. I like going to those now, too. Remember when you could just fly in, get the item, and then fly out as long as you had an item that gave you, you know, the ability to fly? Those were the days. Took like a year and a half for that to get patched out. Man, that was good. You can do the same thing on boss trap rooms. It's just like, oh, here's a free HP upgrade. And somehow I still lost more on Isaac in those days than I do now. Well, there's no accounting for experience, I suppose. And again, I mean, I've gotten to the point where... Not to toot my own horn, necessarily, but keep in mind, as someone who has a reputation in the Isaac community, for at least with a small subset of diehard players not being very good, it feels really good to have won something like 19 of my last 20 runs. That is, like, one, not Mom's Heart style. Well, let's see what we got here. That sucks. To have won, like, legit beating Blue Baby style, that feels really good. I feel somewhat vindicated, at least. Nuns Habit is exactly what we want. What we will not do is start playing this blood bank right away, because we want to at least find that item room and the boss room, and maybe a library or something if there is one, and then start milking the shit out of this Nuns Habit combination. We do need a speed upgrade at some point. Hopefully that'll come from the blood bag, though, because as of right now, we're quite slow. And speed is one of those things. We want to talk about quietly putting together a victory. Speed very much allows you to quietly put together a defeat. You could be like, I have all these good items, but I'm too slow. Oh, war just killed me. We're gonna have Pestilence as our boss fight, unless the game has glitched out somehow. This is like I found pills, I think. Yeah, so it's not that useful. It's not useful at all, really. We're just gonna keep our exploration going. All right, partner. Keep on exploring, baby. Never lose your childlike imagination. What do we have here? That's not a secret room. Really knocking it out of the park with respect to my bomb usage on this run so far. Very proud of myself. What about this one? We have a secret room here. Alright, somewhat vindicated until we found out it was a slot machine. Not even gonna blow it up. We need this bomb to maybe access tinted rocks or something. Okay, so shop. No, curse room, but we could use a reroll for our curse room anyway. Let's see what we got inside of this. Yeah, 9 lives and flies. So we reroll 9 lives, of course, into the shovel, which is also bad. But we can come back here and we can get many rerolls to use here. We don't want to take that Spirit Heart yet. This is basically a free deal with the devil item. And, you know, Guppy's Paw is pretty good and could be interesting for us. But I think it's best for us to just keep rerolling it. Maybe gives us a better chance to become Guppy. And there we go. We got the mark. And yes, we'll get hurt on the way out. But we'll pick up our Spirit Heart as well. So that turned out pretty well. Free version of the mark. And 1/3 of the way to becoming Guppy, and took the shovel out of the deal with the devil pool, which is nice because that item is god-awful. That was pretty terrible damage on my part. We still have our item room. I totally forgot about that. No, I didn't. I mentioned it like mere minutes ago. Anyway, inside of our item room, the magnet. That's a reroll and a half. Still really bad. We're gonna go get a reroll back, and then we'll decide if we're gonna fight, or if we're gonna reroll the boss or devil room or angel room, or if we're gonna reroll the item room. We'll see. For now, I don't really want to use a bomb to get a key. We're already in a much better situation bomb-wise, or key-wise than bomb-wise. Of course, this will have the secondary benefit of also giving me Did puberty make me a little faster there, or was that just me? I'm not sure. It seems like I've become a little faster. Just by my personal taste. Or from my personal experience, I should say. I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the best here, but we'll see. So we're going to have the pony, which we can reroll. So we will reroll it. Eventually. Maybe not straight away. It depends whether we have a deal with the devil or deal with the angel. Deal with the angel, I would maybe prefer because we've already set the precedent. We've taken some items out of the pool. And, you know, obviously we're on the quest to get, like, Sacred Heart. That would help out a lot. Plus, you know, none of the other items are anything to sneeze at either. Ability to fly, you know, the relic, all stats upgrade. There's some good stuff there. But we'll see if we even get anything. I didn't perform very well in this fight, I'd say. We get the Spirit Heart and the Pony. Pony's going to be an easy reroll target for us. Into Pageant Boy, which is not very good. So, what do we do now? Now we start the unfortunate reroll parade. And we need a bomb to get to that. We do. I feel stupid, but that's okay. I feel stupid. Oh, so stupid. Anyway, we're not going to go on that West Side Story tangent. Unless we have to. And I'm going to gamble over here, see if we can maybe win some more red hearts back in the interim period here that we've got going on. Hey, we did earn some bombs and money. We're actually making pretty sweet bank here, if I do say so myself. And don't pay out with Fly Love. The one thing I ask of you is don't pay out with Fly Love right now. Thank God. Okay, what do we reroll? Do we reroll our boss room item or our item room item? Well, that's a darn good question. I feel like our attributes are totally fine, so I want to reroll the item room item to maybe get something a little bit more special. That's my reasoning. We could be on this floor for quite some time. Infestation is also pretty bad. We could end up taking Pageant Boy, and it would allow us to gamble more, maybe get a little bit more fun out of the shops, but I don't really like it. Obviously, at this point, the blood bag, you know, is what we want. It's the biggest part of this floor that could make a big difference for us. But we can gamble for a while and be safe. The most important thing is that we don't end the streak the same way we ended the streak before by accidentally killing myself through prodigious use of blood banks. So as long as we can avoid doing that. So I'm going to gamble a little bit here. Getting a pretty fly is actually wonderful. I really wish that Book of Revelations had paid out with what it was supposed to pay out with, which is, you know, a pestilence fight that gives us a cube of meat. No such luck, though. So we'll see if we can milk some more spirit hearts, keys, bombs, all kinds of consumables out of this. And we're down to 14 cents. Oh, we got a spirit heart, but I mean, the spirit heart's useful, but I would have preferred to have like a gambling pedestal for a little while longer. It's okay, though. Getting that spirit heart does make a difference. We now will trade a bomb for a key. I don't believe there's any way for us to find the second secret room here, but, you know, why not? Rather have one extra bomb than, or sorry, one extra key than one extra bomb if we're going to be at this level anyway, and we'll go back and reroll that, unfortunately, that item room item again. But this is the kind of diligence that helps you succeed a little bit more in the Binding of Isaac, just having the willpower to do this over and over. Unfortunately, teleport is also pretty bad. Again, the worst case scenario is that we are basically just milking the shit out of the items. So we're taking bad items out of the pool, which slowly but surely is going to make the pool that we have slightly better. The pool of items for the remainder of the game. So yes, traded a bomb for a red heart. A lot of people aren't going to like that trade. I understand why, but we're going to stick with it. All we really need is a blood bag payout, but not before we at least get to reroll a couple more times. Ideally, at least. Let's see if we can get some more red hearts in here just to, you know, stem the tide. Please don't pay out with Fly Love. Or do. We can reroll it. No. Okay. Play this a few more times. Red hearts are really the currency that I want right now, because it's basically money and more plays on the blood bank. So that is the ideal payout. Money itself is fine, because we can turn it into red hearts occasionally. This is another win that I would love to get here. Ah, that is excellent. Thank you very much. Now, with us being at 15 cents, we have still the potential to go to this shop. We've got a weird, unstable equilibrium that we're holding in balance here. So, item room or boss room. I mean, there's more shitty items in the item room pool, but there's also more potentially amazing items. So, let's knock them out here. Spelunker's hat is pretty bad, but it will allow us to find the second secret room. So I think I'm going to compromise on that one for now. We're not going to be able to gamble forever, so we'll see if we can find our second secret room, maybe snag an Eternal Heart as a result of that. But now we focus on the boss room. And Pageant Boy is what it is. It's not necessarily terrible. I don't think it's very good, though. And I imagine our second secret room is going to be on like the other side of the map. We'll still need bombs to make use of it, but so be it. And as always, oh, there's IV bag. So we're going to gamble, or we're going to reroll that because Pageant Boy is, you know, substantially better than that. We got one more play here. More red hearts would be wonderful. Thank you. And we'll pick it up, put it down, re-roll it. This means we will be rolling with Pageant Boy. I think lifesteal is actually pretty bad, but we're going to take it just to make sure that we don't accidentally kill ourselves. And I mean that. I mean bad in, like, not just the not good way, but it actually could take us off of a half-heart interval, which could cost us our lives. But as long as we're talking about potentialities, with only 2 red hearts left, it could also save our lives if it gives us more HP. So, of course, the second secret room ended up being over here. Eternal Heart, please. A bunch of red hearts. If I'd known that, it would have been a lot faster to... maybe it wouldn't have even been that much faster to gamble. And we end up leaving with, you know, for all of our struggles there, what did we get? Spelunker's hat, which is fine. At least I'm not going to waste bombs looking in bad locations for the secret room anymore. Pageant Boy, which is fine. And the Nun's habit, which is amazing. And... we got Pretty Fly, which is okay too. I don't know. It's kind of a muted floor in terms of its value. 22 cents, though, is nice. There should be 2 more shops. Oh, never mind. I was going to say there should be 2 more shops that we can visit, but there's only going to be 1 more shop. But if it has a mini-boss, I'm going to be real fucking mad, especially since it's now mathematically impossible for it to have a mini-boss. Anyway, all right. We still have good damage, as kind of dubious in quality as that last floor was. We're still in a totally fine position because everything else is coming up Millhouse right now. That secret room kind of sucked, but we've got enough keys to open everything up on this floor. Hopefully we'll be able to use our rerolls effectively. They gotta patch that, man. Maybe not in this game, but in Rebirth they gotta patch that. Totally forgot that I could just walk into these nubs because I have Poison Touch. And by that I mean when you walk into a room and it automatically uses a key because fuck you. Now that worked out very nicely. We know that there's no secret room here, so I don't know why I'm acting like I should use a bomb in the, like, Mr. Mega style. And this is a dead end, much to my surprise. We really need to hit up these Terminals as soon as possible. Really hope there's an arcade. I mean, how would this floor be ideal for me? Good shop, or, well, a shop that we can reroll a lot at least. Maybe fighting war would be awesome, so we could get a full suite of orbitals for the late game boss fights. Second secret room contains an eternal heart, but we don't get it until later. Can't get a deal with the devil. Then it's just arcade and boss trap room. We haven't seen a boss trap room so far. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Was it worth a spirit heart for a bomb and a key? Mathematically, you could maybe argue yes, because we can use one bomb to get 2 spirit hearts and more from a tinted rock, but I don't know. So, we have our item room. In a weird way, I kind of hope it's shitty. And I say that because, well, it is kind of shitty. But I say that because we have our blood bank right next to it, so we can really use this as a convenient engine. We have Peeper's Eye, which is not good enough to justify, so we're going to come in here and we'll gamble twice. And this is like our perfect situation now. As long as this takes forever to pay out, it might even be better if it doesn't pay out, to be honest with you. But we should get a fuck ton of rerolls here. And again, worst case scenario, if we can take another 10 shitty items out of the pool, that raises our odds of getting good items in the future. But please, God, give me a good item as well, because I have invested the time. I have, the hours have been invested already, and this is going to be our last reroll before we get the blood bag. Unfortunately, I'll take it. We're early enough that the PhD, I think, is pretty good still. We actually need pills to drop, but these can make a big difference if we get tears upgrades, HP upgrades, etc., etc. And there's our HP upgrade as well, with a speed upgrade, which is very welcome. We're going to have to find another way to get rerolls now, though, which is unfortunate, but again, it's hard to be salty about the fact that I ended up getting 2 pretty solid items there. The HP upgrade and speed upgrade, both of which were necessary if we're going to have a very good chance of beating the game, or at least quite nice. Not a luxury, necessarily. And PhD, which, at worst, PhD is going to have a nil effect. It's not going to have a negative effect. At best, it could end up really changing the landscape of this run via, you know, tears upgrades, full health pills, HP upgrades, etc., etc. But we need pills to actually drop first, which hasn't really happened very much so far. Money bag is god-awful right now. Dead Sea Scrolls could be kamikaze and make me real mad. It's actually Necronomicon. We're going to use our rerolls here if we can. And so far, I'd say this floor has gone more or less according to plan. We're going to just come up over here, and we're strong enough to take out all these enemies fairly easily, but we're not going to continue to be super strong for the remainder of the game. So we do need some extra payouts from a damage standpoint, in my opinion. But, you know, the amount of spirit hearts we've gotten... Oh, that was so stupid of me to take that damage. The amount of spirit hearts we've gotten from, like, the Miter, for example, has really helped us out here. So there's a full health pill. That's almost like having a sun card. We'll use it when we need to use it. If we can save that until the end of the game, that might be enough to get us a win. Reroll Dead Sea Scrolls into 10 extra bombs. It's maybe the first time late game I've ever been tempted to pick these up. But we're not going to. Instead, we're just going to move along, because 10 bombs is not going to have as much of an impact on our success as I would ideally like an item to have at this point. It might be a decent pickup, to be honest with you. So whenever Chubb summons these nubs, I'm going to use Poison Touch to just run into them. Talk about a very niche strategy. If you get Poison Touch on like the first few floors, you can destroy the nubs that enemies spawn. Would be useful for the Gertie fight for sure. Very nearly got hit there, which would be silly because this is the easiest version of Chubb by virtue of the fact that it's super fucking slow. Now, just don't freeze up and I should be fine. You should be dead also. Oh, I'm glad I didn't play chicken there. Or there, for that matter. Okay, keep moving along here. So far, so good. I mean, it's no epic fetus run, but it's solid. And with you now facing down the barrel of my eyes, that doesn't really make that much sense. I'm trying to think about how we go from here. Really, on this floor, I would love to get the compass. It's been a little while. I miss it. Compass is so useful that I almost consider it a default item sometimes. You don't necessarily need it. Ooh, that's full health and speed up. We'll take it. You don't necessarily need the compass to have a good run. We beat the game without the compass last time. That worked totally fine. But it does help out a lot. So if we could get that from our shop, that would be wonderful. First, you gotta find the shop, though. The shears, absolutely not very good. So, well, not good until the chest, at least. And well, not good if you have the D6, at least. Let's put it that way. So we might not get too many more rerolls. But again, I can't stress enough that just taking bad items out of the pool is almost a reward in and of itself. with 2 full health pills. I was just going to say, I really hope we find another blood bank. And we did. Now, I'm not going to use it yet to generate rerolls because I would prefer, if possible, to maybe find a shop closer to us. Yeah, and I realize that I sacrificed like a room worth of rerolls to make this happen, but I still think it's worth it if it saves us some backtracking, just for my, you know, mental health. What do we have in our pill form here? Or, sorry, tarot card form. It's the Fool card. Might take that into the mom fight. Maybe we can snag a deal with the devil. Doesn't look like there's anything in there worthwhile. And we get Bum Friend, which we reroll into the ladder, which is bad. We'll definitely buy that pill, though. Now, come back here. Gamble twice. And the money is more or less worthless, but the fact that we can reroll this shop item, not worthless at all. And having 2 full health pills, I don't like it, to be honest with you. I need the compass. The 9 volt's great, don't get me wrong. But I think we need something a little bit better. We only get 1 more item. What do we want? Compass, I think. I might settle for the map. It's hard to say. But I don't know if I actually finished this train of thought. But again, by basically having the full health pill, we can almost assuredly give ourselves a blood bag here. That's bad gas, really? I think I'm going to buy the key as well, because we're going to get so many more rerolls. But now we know, oh, there's a library too. Well, we're going to start by going to this item room and rerolling it until it's good, because we don't have to go to any extra rooms to make it happen. So let's come down here, and yes, this is going to be probably a little bit tedious, but it's also how we get our best chance possible of victory. And this is where, you know, the me of a year and a half ago is separated from the me of now, theoretically. Poop's bad. There's something like 190 something items in Isaac. We've had to have taken at least 9 or 10 of the bad ones out. And then we'll focus on that library, especially if the blood bank is still alive, because if we can take out that library and get it to become a double item room, that would be amazing for us. We can always, with the full health pills, with 2 full health pills, I should say, we can always just hurt ourselves to get more reroll charges, like walk over spikes or something like that, because we can use 1 full health pill guilt-free, basically. So this is going to be long, but worth it. That's a quote from a famous American philosopher, your mom. Now, poop has been rerolled into Mr. Boom. Give you like 2 seconds to figure out my thoughts on Mr. Boom. I think it's pretty bad. But, again, we've taken a shitty item out of the pool. If only I could, like, get this blood bank to go and carry you with me to that room, this would be literally 20 times faster. Oh well. But, I mean, this is the... Using blood banks in conjunction with the Nuns habit in D6 to generate rerolls has really become, like, my overarching Isaac strategy. Because you get basically unlimited rerolls. It's not effectively infinite, obviously. That would be ridiculous. But if you're going to argue with me on semantics on that one, I don't really want to listen. I am going to take the attack fly. I know it's not amazing, but I'm going to take it nonetheless. It's good to have, at least. And it saves me from this monotony a little bit. But, yeah, and it's such a useful strategy because, and quite simply because, it allows you to get HP while also getting more rerolls, which is just ridiculous. Like, the benefit from blood banks is crazy town. Again, I don't think it necessarily... Oh my god, we got a sun card too. That's basically 3 full healths in this area. It's not indicative of the fact that there, like, needs to be a rebalancing of blood banks or something like that, because it is really a very small percentage of Isaac players who ever... And this is not me trying to elevate myself either, but, you know, I am a good Isaac player from just sheerly through force of will and, like, 800 hours played. The vast majority of people are not going to reach that point, but I will say that it has been a major impact in my kind of renewed success over the past past few months in Isaac, I should say. So, I think it's way smarter for us to take Burnt Penny here. If you don't understand why, it's because I'm going to be playing the blood bank like crazy, so we might as well get extra bombs for our troubles, and it completely vindicates me for not picking up that extra 10 bombs earlier. As long as we get at least a few plays on this blood bank, we're in a good position. So, you should be dead. You should have been dead as well, in my opinion, but let's not split hairs, mostly because I don't have any. More money equals more bombs. And the library. I was kind of hoping this would be the path to the boss room as well, but this is fine. This is totally okay. And our library is now a big focus for us, along with still getting that blood bank to pay out. So Book of Sin, I hate it when they have the same book twice. But a Spirit Heart is nice. Thank you very much, Book of Belial this time. And if you thought our backtracking was bad before, well, we have roughly the same now. But that's okay, because this is going to allow us to unlock more item rooms in the future. Fool card. We're going to trade back and forth between the Fool and the Sun card. I think it makes the most sense to take the Fool card into the Mom fight to possibly snag a deal with the Devil. We still have, like, 2 bosses to fight here, too, which is crazy, but... okay. Well, that's unfortunate, because it means we probably won't get many more rerolls that we can use, but maybe that's for the best, because this floor is taking quite a long time. So we'll finish up these rooms. If we get more rerolls, we'll probably use them on the library, but maybe we won't, because we could just bum rush the end of the game. Or not the end of the game, but the end of the floor, at least, instead. And I think we're still at least, like, 3 or 4 rerolls, unfortunately, away from being done with that library, so... Even though we have a reroll charged up right now, I think we'll just make our move. Now, what card do we want to take with us, or what pill do we want to take with us? The Sun card is the best, but it's not much better than full health, the way I would use it. So, the full health pill is much closer, so I'll probably take that with me. No, because I'll use the Fool card. We'll see. I have to imagine if full health is more convenient to take, I'll probably take that. Just because the benefit of the Sun card is not substantially better than the benefit of full health, especially considering we already have the compass. And the way that I use the Sun card 9 times out of 10 is just to keep myself alive on the Blue Baby or Isaac fight anyway, and I already know what I need to know about the floor by that point, so it doesn't really matter, I'd say. And our boss room is pretty darn close here. Could have gotten a free bomb there. Oh well. What do you got for me? Leapers. 1 dead already. 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead leapers. 4th leaper jumping around, trying to be a creeper. I don't even know what that means. Let's just finish the boss fights. Alright. Monstro 2. Somebody up there likes me. It's Red Monstro 2. Sailor's Delight. Red Monstro in the morning. I don't know. I don't have a joke to finish that out. This is the episode of, like, very much half-assed, you know, aborted jokes. Now... if we just keep this going, any second now, we should be free from the boredom that is inherent in a Monstro 2 fight, especially when you're not doing a staggering amount of damage. Yes, there is a tinted rock on this level. Good eye. We'll get a coin purse, which is actually great when you have the PhD, and I believe that is 3 full health pills. Well, I guess we know what we're taking down to the next floor, in all likelihood. Mom fight is coming up, and... it should be very, very easy. I mean, you know, we have pretty decent damage, pretty decent crowd control, the ability for orbitals to deal more damage to Mom if we stand in exactly the proper place. And we just keep it moving here. I expect that we'll be done in no time flat. Really would love to snag a deal with the Devil, though. You know, I haven't really talked about how this run fits into the streak yet, which is one of my favorite topics. But, sincerely, I'm feeling a little bit underpowered. We have a lot of health, so that's the deal. We trade our health for damage, right? Whatever you have, you trade for whatever you don't have. And right now, we could definitely use some extra damage. In the form of some very obvious items that you'd probably loathe me if I mentioned them, but it's okay. Almost done here. This should do it. And it did. And we got an HP upgrade, so I'll take that. Here's the deal with the Devil moment. We Fool a card out. Can't believe we haven't found the second secret room. Maybe there just isn't one on this. Oh, you know what? It's probably in that, like, very last room up there at the very top. Let's see. Yep. Okay, I'm glad I at least went through with it. Please be an Eternal Heart. And it's a red patch. Well, we tried anyway. Let's keep it going here. We'll just take the full health pill because it's much more convenient for us. And this is already, like, way longer than the last episode. But the last episode we did have Epic Fetus, so that makes sense. Now, oh my god, because of my newfound speed, I almost walked myself into my death there. Of course I'm going to take Brimstone here. I think it makes sense to take Guppy's tail, too, because we're already fairly close to becoming Guppy. So yes, be mad. That's okay. The streak lives. We will go to the curse room. If we become Guppy, this run all of a sudden becomes amazing. Here's the question. Do we take the Ankh? I think we do. And I always struggle with the Ankh because in the back of my head, I'm like, oh shit, we could reroll this to like raw liver or something like that. We did get raw liver right off the bat on the last run, which was amazing. But on this run, we haven't gotten lucky so far. It's okay. Take the Spirit Hearts. Matt and Cinnarumba are mad at me because I should be recording Europa Universalis now, but they were a little bit late in the morning. So I was like, I'm just going to take time to record another Isaac episode. And now they're here like, where's Ryan? I could go over to Skype, but, you know, I already took the time to check and see if my cat shit on the floor in this episode. I think we should just maybe speed towards the end. Unfortunately, no Guppy item there. Always a Tammy item. Every time. I wonder if Tammy's... Ooh, that's slightly better than Spelunker's hat, at least. I wonder if Tammy's head will have the same synergies that everything else seems to have in Rebirth. That would be really hilarious if Tammy's head with Brimstone fired like 6 Brimstone shots out of it. I don't see any reason why it couldn't. And it's one of the reasons I'm excited about those synergies in Brimstone is I think... Or synergies in Rebirth, I should say. I might as well call the game Brimstone, though, because that's all I use. Am I right, chat? Am I right? But one of the reasons I'm excited for Rebirth is that, you know, with these synergies, I think it's going to make, like... Mom's Knife and Brimstone cool again. As of right now, it's like, oh, it's just the same thing every time. But, you know, I don't control when cool tier effects drop. I just control when I take Brimstone and Mom's Knife. But when we have, like, Brimstone plus, like, homing shots or something like that, Brimstone plus triple shot, then people, I think, are going to be like, oh, shit, Brimstone's cool again. At least it's not just the same repetitive thing over and over. And I get that, by the way. I get being annoyed with Brimstone runs. The only reason I'm annoyed with the people getting annoyed with Brimstone runs is when they call it an automatic victory, which completely ignores, like, all the work that went into making the run actually work in the first place. It's a little bit dismissive, isn't it? Oh, you only won because you got Brimstone. Look at all the shit that I put up with and went through before I got Brimstone, motherfucker. It's a gross oversimplification. Now, we could get another deal with the devil here. And if there's a Guppy item and it's not 9 lives, I would love to pick it up. Which pretty much means it has to exclusively be Guppy's head. Get out of there. Okay. This is not the ideal fight here, but it's also not the most difficult fight here. We could, for example, be dealing with, you know, our own death in real life, I suppose. That would be a much larger struggle than what we're dealing with right now. I'm trying to think. I thought there was a harder boss fight on Necropolis 1. I guess Conquest is a harder boss fight. And it pays out with a worse reward, almost exclusively, so... sure, Squeezy's a great pickup for us here, I'd say. Down to the next floor. Again, can't stress enough, this is not a one run. The fact that there's a library close is very nice. I won't deny that. That secret room is also cool, but mostly I'm just super stoked that there is a boss room and a curse room super close to us, so... I'm gonna get a reroll charge, and then we're gonna go into this curse room, hopefully become Guppy. If we don't, we're gonna bum rush the boss. Again, people disagree with this strategy. People that are very good at Isaac even disagree with this strategy, but it's served me well over the past few episodes. I don't think you can deny that. Past few, I mean like for the past month or so, anyway. And we don't have a reroll coming, or we have a reroll coming, but we won't be able to use it after this boss fight effectively because they don't drop items after this point. So try to stop taking some dumbass damage here. We have the Miter? I think we have the Miter, so Spirit Hearts should be relatively easy to come by. Let's lose 2 by coming in here. Come on. Okay. Alright. Well, on to the mom fight with Brimstone. Should be relatively easy. Really expected that those things would be dead. We really only have 9 bombs, but they are Mr. Mega Bombs. Oh, we got lucky and hit Monstro with that one. So we should be able to use these bombs effectively. We will not be able to use them effectively on a Blue Baby / Isaac fight. But you're dead? No? Should get a little closer. Let Attack Fly do its dirty work then. Zambies now. No, Larry Jr.'s. Zambies now. Oh, did I fuck it up? I didn't, because Brimstone still allowed me to do crowd control. My timing's all out of sync right now. No Duke of Flies even, huh? Alright, that's, you know, indicative of a pretty fast Mom's Heart boss fight, which means absolutely nothing for the safety of our run overall. Still have no ability to fly. That's the only sore spot that I can see. Beyond the fact that, you know, we could always be doing more damage. We could always have more HP. We could always have better ability to generate Spirit Hearts, but I'm content with this. Let's make our way down to that Isaac. Oh, this is not the right way. I think we rerolled. We take the 1-up. Give yourself the best possible chance, motherfucker. I was like, we'll reroll and maybe we'll get raw liver. Yeah, maybe you'll get like the unicorn horn 10 times or something like that. Or the shovel or, you know, shit that you don't want, basically. Maybe you'll get epic fetus again and then you can't take it because that would just be cheesy as hell at this point. Yeah, that was stupid of me, but that's okay. We're through with it. And I figured that this would be the right way to get to the boss room once I saw it from the secret room. Now, it's not guaranteed yet, but it is pretty likely at this point. Wonder how, I should not have walked into it there. I was gonna say I wonder how long it would take us to kill Monstro 2 without actually using tiers, like Brimstone. Just see how long it would take our orbitals to do it. But I think Pretty Fly doesn't actually do damage, so it would only be Guardian Angel and Attack Fly, which is... It's okay. It's not very good, though. Poison Touch maybe did the most damage out of anything there. Any of those 3, at least. And... best thing to do. Long distance, take care of those bomb flies, because I have the ability to do so. There we go. And the Angel Fetuses, doesn't really matter whether that's long range or close range. More Spirit Hearts, always good. That was a good shot right there. We could just leave, but I much prefer to get the consumable for finishing this fight. And we did a good job there. At least I feel we did a good job. You may disagree. We're not doing very much damage, so I kind of feel like the Isaac fight's going to be a little bit of a slog here. But you only have to kill him once, so a little scary though. That worked out quite nicely, thank you. And this Gemini fight should be super easy as well, because we can hit at least like 2 or 3 or 4 out of the enemies with one well-placed Brimstone shot. So, you know, that one, for example, basically like having triple damage, or at least making the room go down 3 times as fast. Alright, one more remaining. Now, the Isaac fight, you know, there's positives and negatives, right? Oh my god, there were 3 Spirit Hearts inside of that chest. That is amazing. And we still have 4 keys. There's positives and negatives is what I'm trying to say. What's the positive? Well, let's start with the negative. The negative is that Brimstone's not doing crazy amounts of damage. The positive is that it also doesn't fire very often, which means Isaac won't fire very often against me, which means dodging should be much easier. Plus, I have a 2/3 suite of orbitals, which is pretty okay. So it's going to be a little bit of a long, drawn-out fight here, I think. And it's going to get much more difficult when the Angel Fetuses actually show up and when the, you know, homing shots start coming in. But for now, as you can see, pretty comfortable run so far on the Isaac fight, at least. And we can make it basically as comfortable as we want. Just gotta watch out for those homing shots. We could run in and poison him if we want to. But, you know, for that added damage, we do take on an added risk, which is he'll be shooting more often due to the damage over time. Mind you, I think it's worth it. As long as we can get in there fast enough, which we can because our speed is beyond adequate right now, as a result of those blood bags that we picked up, and a couple of speed upgrade pills in the late game as well. Third phase is about to begin. And we should really focus on taking out the Angel Fetuses. Those are going to be the things that shoot at me regardless of how fast I shoot at Isaac, so we'll do that. And whenever I get hit, now it's probably most important to run into the Angel Fetuses, if I would say at least. Now, just be safe here. Oh, yep. That was really stupid of me, but at least we managed to poison a couple of them in the interim period there. And I think this fight has been handled properly. I think it's been handled pretty well. Lifesteal's not doing anything for me. Maybe later, though, it'll be of the utmost importance. Very safe fight. Very cautiously handled. Prudently handled, if you will. There we go. Every time we get hit, run into at least a few Angel Fetuses. That time it didn't work. That's okay. We've still got Spirit Hearts backing me up. And if we can bring this full health pill into any one of the blue baby fights we may end up having, and I say any one because, you know, we could have many with the Ankh and the 1-up, then I think we're okay. So we'll choose when to use this full health pill, but it'll probably be when I have already full health going into a blue baby fight. Quad Shot, no. Celtic Cross, Holy Water, and Kamikaze. Celtic Cross could be really useful, actually. So even though I don't necessarily love it, I am going to pick up Celtic Cross. And Forget Me Now, Little Chad, Bomb Bag. None of these are particularly useful. I know there's a boss in here, but it is just super greed, and this should allow me to get to the final boss within like the next room or so, as you can see based on the kind of compass and map layout that we've got going on. And again, if I can go into this fight with 1 Spirit Heart and full health and a full health pill, that gives me a huge chance of actually coming away with a win here. Also, Spider Bite, slowing effect on our Brimstone shots, super useful. And it does seem to work, so we're not going to have that Spirit Heart to bring into this fight unless we get lucky here and get a good payout from him, but this is the way I want to handle this, so I think this is proper. Hopefully we can get the slow going here. Oh, that's bad damage, but there's Celtic Cross at work. This is exactly what I wanted Celtic Cross for. Even if it only works like a few times over the entire course of this fight, that pays for itself super easily. And yes, you know, obviously we left behind some items on the chest that would have been useful. Or that could have been useful. Oh well, basically. So remember, we have full health. That's a big part of this whole arrangement here. Got through a third of the fight without losing a third of our health, if you count the full health pill in it, so I feel like that's going pretty well. Just keep it up here. That was awful damage on my part, but as a result of the slow, I feel a little bit better about running in and doing the poison damage all the time as well, because as long as we can actually get the slow to work, the shots are a little easier to dodge. We're halfway through and haven't used the full health pill yet. I think that's very encouraging. With 6 bombs, we should probably shoot some of those bad boys in there, right? They're Mr. Megas. They do a decent amount of damage. And we're on the 3rd phase. Poison him quickly. I knocked my Mr. Mega away, which is stupid. Just make sure I don't accidentally get myself killed by not using full health effectively. Next hit is full health time. But we're going to win. There you go. Don't even need to use the full health pill. It would have been great if I died to that fly. But that's going to do it. Yet another win. We worked for it. It's the best post-Isaac stretch I've had in a long time. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more. #TheStreak. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you then.